Hey everyone, welcome. I am so glad you're here because I have a terrific topic. Before I get into the video, I just want to say that it is extremely windy outside, so you might hear a little bit of interference like right now. So let's just go for it and do what we can. So the topic is about how to listen to your body. I have had clients of mine, and two in particular recently, who have asked me exactly what does that mean to listen to your body. I am often asked by my clients, well, what do you eat and how do you work out, Renee? And tell me. And I often say, well, I really just listen to my body to guide me as to what foods I need to eat and how much to eat. I pretty much listen to when my body says it's full, I stop. When I'm hungry, I eat. It's pretty simple. I don't avoid any food group. And I really just listen to what I feel drawn to eating. But the response that I got back, which is such a good point, is my client said, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know what that means. So you may be feeling the same way. How do you exactly know what something feels like if you don't have anything to compare to because you're new at it? And that's a great place to start. So what I want to offer you in this video is some tips to help you to learn how to develop that mind-body connection. So listening to our body is really developing our intuition and our listening to our inner guidance system. So I'm going to refer to Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, yeah. When he is teaching his student, and the very well-known line when he smacks his student on the head and says, don't think, feel. I love that part. And when he's talking to a student about, we don't need anger. We need emotional content. Feel. Don't be up in your head. Don't be in the intellectual, conscious thinking mind. Get in your body. Sometimes when we hear, oh, listen to your body, we think, well, I really feel like that whole bag of potato chips right now, or that whole bottle of wine, So we're not talking about emotions. Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I cranky? Am I feeling like over the top great? What we're talking about here is get into your body's wisdom. What do you physically feel? Let your senses extend out from your body. Listening to our body is more about our sensing and perceiving than it is our emotions, and then it is our logical thinking mind. So, if you were to look at, what are some tips that you can do to learn how to listen to your body, the very basic things are to sit and meditate and do breath work and to still yourself. And those are all really good things. But if you have trouble listening to your body, you likely also have trouble sitting still. So if you want to try to practice sitting meditation and try 5 minutes, that's great too. But I would also encourage you to practice your meditation, not just sitting, but also moving. So if you find sitting still is difficult and you're not likely to do that, then another way I encourage you to practice developing this skill is to do a moving meditation. I once had a friend who said, I don't do sitting meditation, but I do my meditation walking. And when I walk, I pay attention to how I'm walking. I'm not listening to Pandora. I'm not listening to podcasts. I'm not on the phone, but I pay attention to how each step feels. I pay attention to how the ground feels underneath my foot. I'm paying attention to my breath, my body, what my lungs are doing, to the sounds that I hear around me. So that is a really, really great way that you can learn to get into your body. Oftentimes, we can learn to listen to our bodies and kind of get into that state when we are doing any kind of repetitive movement. So whether we're out taking a walk, or we're running, or we're cycling, or maybe we're just washing the dishes, or doing something where we are engrossed in some kind of activity, and it's just kind of a mundane activity, and we get to kind of like this meditative state because we're at peace and we're calm and we kind of open and expand our awareness. And that's when inner guidance can come to us. That's when we get those insights. That's when we get that, intuitive hit, or that's when we get some great idea. That is when that mind-body connection is alive and it feels great and you're at peace. You're feeling calm. And the more that we can tap into that state, the more we're allowing that inner wisdom to express itself. So our bodies have so much innate wisdom. How many times have you ever heard someone say, "Oh shit, I wish I hadn't listened to my intuition, my stupid intuition"? No. We always find ourselves saying, "I knew it all along. If only I had listened to that voice inside." So when we learn to listen to our bodies, what we're doing is we're honing that skill. We already have it. So if you feel like, "No, I don't know how to do that," I'm here to tell you, you already do. You just have to practice it and get better at it and get more comfortable and confident with it. We all have this ability to tap into that guidance. We just have to trust it. That's a huge thing. So many times we think, "Oh, maybe I'm just making that up," or maybe I'm just daydreaming, or maybe I'm just, telling myself what I want to hear. And, really, what we have to realize is that when that little voice comes up, we can be discerning and say, "Okay, am I telling myself, is that really what I want to hear? Or is this coming from something bigger than me? Is this coming from outside of me? Is this coming from like my higher self?" And usually it is, but we can ask ourselves some questions to discern. And then what we have to do is that we have to trust it. Listen to that voice. Listen to the physical sensations that you get. If you go into a room and you suddenly feel like a tightness in your chest, or you suddenly feel a change in your body temperature, I've had that happen to me before, where I was walking down a street. It was a handful of years ago. I was living in a bad neighborhood. And I was taking a walk. It was a summer evening. It was still light out. And I passed someone, and I suddenly, and this was middle of summer, I got cold. And this voice in my head said, "Get away right now." Like, to me, get away from this person. I was picking up on something that was letting me know that you are in physical danger. Remove yourself as quickly as you can. That's your intuition, and that same intuition is going to guide you to not only to be physically safe, it's going to guide you to how you need to respond to maybe a job you're trying to get, or what foods to eat, or do you need a workout today? What kind of workout? Do you need rest? That is listening to your body. It's so much involved in trusting yourself. And when we don't trust ourselves and we don't trust our inner guidance, or maybe our body says, "No, I really don't want any more caffeine," or "I don't want any more fried food," or whatever it is, and we ignore that and we do it anyway, we tend to pay a price. We don't feel good, we feel sluggish or bloated. So it really pays to listen to your intuition. And it is such a tool that we can use and tap into. It's there all the time. It's guiding us. We just have to trust it and listen. So sometimes we keep ourselves so busy with tasks and things to do, and we're all up here in our conscious mind and our busy mind and our to-do list and our calendar, and I gotta do this and do this and do this, and I have to, get all this stuff done. And that part, or the intuitive part of us, a connection with our body, is like cut off. So let yourself, yes, we got things to do, we got bills to pay, but also let yourself tune in. And if you need to, set a reminder on your phone a couple of times a day, like a little alarm that goes off on your phone, and that's your check-in time. Okay, I'm going to use this time to just check in, sit still for 1 minute, and just breathe and notice, what am I feeling? How do I feel my belly? How does my chest and my throat feel? Or how do my muscles feel? Do I feel tightness here? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel open? Or do I feel constricted and guarded? Just observe what you feel without judgment. So that couple of times a day that you check in with yourself can really help move you along towards connecting with your body and with your intuition. I have had yoga clients say to me, let's say if we're wrapping up a session, and then they'll say, "Oh, I really want to twist or move this way. Can I do that?" And I'm like, "Yes, of course, do that." That is your body telling you what it needs. When you really want to take a certain kind of stretch, that is your body saying, "This is what I need. I want to move in this direction and not this other thing." So that is another example. So notice if you find you really want to move a certain way, you really want to maybe stretch, as a very physical example, that's because that's what you need. Likewise, if you feel really drawn to a certain food, and I don't mean, again, like the potato chip example I gave earlier, but if you're I really am craving apples, or recently I was I'm really craving olives. I want olives for some reason. There is a reason. There must be something in that food that your body is looking for, a certain vitamin, a certain mineral, or a certain kind of fat that your body needs to do its job. So I hope that those suggestions help you learn how to develop this innate wisdom, to tap into it. It's always there, it's always available for everyone to use. We all have this ability. So trust it, listen to it, keep cultivating it. It's so cool when you do. And the more you do, the more it will open up and keep guiding you. Is the coolest thing. Okay, I hope that that has helped you. And if you have any questions or comments about this topic, please leave it for me below. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate it. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.